Jaya Radhe Jaya Krishna, Jaya Vrindavana, Shri Govinda Gopi Radha Madana Mohana, Shyama Kunda Radha Kunda, Giri Govardhana, Shyama Kunda Radha Kunda, Giri Govardhana, Kalindi Yamuna Jaya, Jaya Mahavana, Jaya Radhe Jaya Krishna, Jaya Vrindavana, Keshi Ghat Vamshi Vada, Svadasha Kanana, Jaha Sab Leela Koilo, Shri Nandanandana, Jaya Radhe Jaya Krishna, Jaya Vrindavana. So Vrindavan is a beautiful place of Krishna where his pastimes happened, and this Govardhan hill is very, very great to Krishna because very dear to Krishna, and most of the time he spent his childhood pastimes in Govardhan, and it's a beautiful place. You should all visit in Vrindavan. And this special day, the Govardhan Puja was done by the Vrajavasis. So we'll just go through the Krishna book. Okay, can I have some volunteers? You can raise a digital hand. Keep reading one paragraph, and then can we start? Hare Krishna. Giriraj Govardhan ki jai. So worshipping Govardhan Hill, reading from Krishna book of Srila Prabhupada, 24th chapter. Yes, Maunika Mataji, can you start?
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
1 second, I'll just unmute everyone so there is no sound. Yes, Maunika Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. While engaged with the Brahmanas, who were too much involved in the performance of Vedic sacrifices, Krishna and Balrama also saw the cowherdmen when participating in similar sacrifice in order to pacify Indra, the king of heaven, who is responsible for supplying water. As stated in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, a devotee of Krishna has strong and firm faith in the understanding that if he is simply engaged in the Krishna consciousness and Krishna's transcendental loving service, then he is freed from all other obligations. A pure devotee of Lord Krishna doesn't have to perform any of the ritualistic functions enjoined in the Vedas, nor is he required to worship any demigods. Being a devotee of Lord Krishna, one is understood to have performed all kinds of Vedic rituals and all kinds of worship to the demigods. One does not develop devotional service for Krishna by performing the Vedic ritualistic ceremonies or worshipping at the demigods. But it should be understood that one who is engaged fully in the service of the Lord has already fulfilled all Vedic injunctions.
Thank you, Mataji. So here it is said that if Krishna Bhakti karle sarva karma krida hoy. If you do Krishna consciousness or Krishna Bhakti, it's like you have done all the obligations has been taken care. How? If you water the root of the tree, then you don't have to water the different parts of the tree separately. No, the fruits, the roots, the leaves and flower, etc. No, because the root is the origin. Similarly, Krishna says that aham sarvasya prabhu, that he is the origin of everything. Aham adirihi devana, he is the origin of all the devatas, right? Aham bija pradapida, he is the seed giving father. So when Krishna says that he is the supreme personality of Godhead, so if you satisfy Krishna, yasmin tushtam jagat tushte, everyone will get satisfied. So we don't have to do individual worship, but it is for pure devotees. Here it is said a pure devotee doesn't have to perform any ritualistic functions and join in the Vedas. But are we pure devotees? No, we are just sadhakas. We are just trying to be devotees, right? So we are all in the neophyte stage. So for us, we have obligations to be done. But if you do Krishna consciousness, if you chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, the mantra, then it said all the demigods, everyone gets satisfied. You don't have to do any other special endeavor to please anybody else because everybody comes under Krishna. If you know the main person, the president, you don't have to go through any other servants. You can directly go to that person. So if you are associated with Krishna, then everything else is taken care. So Prabhupada explains that first. Why we'll see why Nanda Baba is what Nanda Baba is going to do after this. Yes, Neetu Mataji, can you continue? Hare Krishna. Yes.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Am I audible?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. In order to stop all such activities by his devotees, Krishna wanted to firmly establish exclusive devotional service during his presence in Vrindavana, because he is the omniscient personality of Godhead. Krishna knew that the cowherd men were preparing for the Indra sacrifice, but as a matter of etiquette, he began to inquire with great honor and submission from elder personalities like Maharaja Nanda.
Yes. So what happened? Nanda Baba and everybody was busy. Okay. So they're going to do some sacrifice here for Indra. Okay. Because Indra gives us rain, and then Nanda Baba is busy doing all the sacrifice. So Krishna, he is the supreme personality of Godhead, but in Vrindavan, Krishna is just a sweet boy, right? He doesn't want his opulence, as Mataji was saying, the 6 opulence of the Lord. He is Bhagavan. He don't want that to be revealed in Vrindavan. In Vrindavan, he want to be the sweet little boy. You know, the Damodar Leela, what happened? Oh, then only Yashoda Maya can run with a stick behind Krishna. If they know he's the supreme personality of Godhead, all the rasas will get disturbed. Okay, so Krishna, his Yoga Maya covers. Whenever he eats dirt, mud, and then show the universe in the mouth, Yashoda Maya is still completely covered with Yoga Maya. When he's lifting Govardhan hill, everybody is covered with Yoga Maya. Nobody knows that Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. So Krishna knows everything, but still he's acting like a small boy and asking, why are you doing this one? Indra sacrifice to Indra. Okay, what is happening? They all are preparing some bhog and everything and going to offer. So Nanda Baba and everybody is going. So now Krishna will inquire why they are doing this. Anybody else like to read? You can raise the digital hand. Yes, Maunika Mataji, you can continue.
Yes, ma'am. Krishna asked his father, "My dear father, what is this arrangement going on for a great sacrifice? What is the result of such a sacrifice? And for whom it is meant? How is it performed? Will you kindly let me know? I am very eager to know this procedure. So please explain to me the purpose of this sacrifice." Upon this inquiry, his father Nanda Maharaja remained silent, thinking that his young boy would not be able to understand the intricacies of performing the yajna. Krishna, however, persisted. "My dear father, for those who are liberal and saintly, there is no secrecy, that they do not think anyone to be a friend, an enemy, or a neutral party, because they are always open to everyone, and even for those who are not so liberal. Nothing should be kept a secret from the family members and friends, although secrecy may be maintained for persons who are inimical. Therefore, you cannot keep any secrets from me. All persons are engaged in fruitive activities. Some know that what these activities are, and they know the result, and some execute activities without knowing the purpose or the result. A person who acts with full knowledge gets the full result. One who acts without knowledge does not get such a perfect result. Therefore, please let me know the purpose of the sacrifice you are going to perform. It is according to Vedic injunction. Is it according to Vedic injunction, or is it simply a popular ceremony? Kindly let me know in detail about the sacrifice.
Thank you, Mataji. Yeah. So now Krishna is asking, what sacrifice are you going to do? So now it's an open question. I'll unmute everyone. What is the sacrifice prescribed in Satyuga? Anybody knows? What people sacrifice they did?
Meditation, Mataji.
Very good, meditation. What about Treta Yuga?
Yajna.
Yes, fire sacrifice. And Dwapar Yuga?
Temple worship.
Temple worship. What about in Kali Yuga?
Namasmarana.
So can we all chant once? Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna. So yes, so in Kali Yuga, it is said the chanting of the holy name, right? But when is this Leela happening in Vrindavan? It's in Dwapar Yuga, right? So here temple worship is supposed to do, not some yajna as a sacrifice, but still they are doing some yajna. And then Krishna is like, what, why are you doing this, my dear father? You don't have to keep any secret from me. And so please tell me, why are you doing this particular sacrifice? Or is just a popular ceremony? Or why are you actually doing it? Because Krishna has a aim behind it. Like Krishna wants to make them understand that this is not the real sacrifice that is prescribed. And now Nanda Baba is going to advise to his sweet son. Yes, Neetu Mataji.
Hare Krishna. On hearing this inquiry from Krishna, Maharaja Nanda replied, "My dear boy, this ceremonial performance is more or less traditional because rainfall is due to the mercy of King Indra and the clouds are his representatives. And because water is so important for our living, we must show some gratitude to the controller of this rainfall, Maharaja Indra. We are arranging, therefore, to pacify King Indra because he has very kindly sent us clouds to pour down a sufficient quantity of rain for successful agricultural activities. Water is very important. Without rainfall, we cannot farm or produce grain, and without grain, we cannot live. Therefore, rain is necessary for successful religious ceremonies, economic development, and ultimately liberation. So, we should not give up this traditional ceremonial function. If one gives it up, being influenced by lust, greed, or fear, then it does not look very good for him."
Yes. So what is he saying? That Nanda Baba says that we are supposed to do sacrifice to Indra because Lord Indra is giving us rain. And without rain, nothing happens. We can't produce grains because they are Vaishyas. But does Krishna become a Vaishya or a Shudra or a Kshatriya or a Brahmana? No. Because only for a material body, all these conceptions are there. Krishna was born to Vasudeva. So Vasudeva is a Kshatriya. It doesn't mean Krishna is a Kshatriya. Then he is taken care by Nanda Baba, who's a Vaishya. So what are the things the Vaishyas do? Krishi, Goraksha, Vanijya. Now they have to take care of the cows, agriculture. So they need rain. So in order to please Indra, they are doing this sacrifice. Now Krishna is like, why? Why are you doing this? Now he'll put an important point here. Like it is the duty of Indra to do it. And he even gives water to the land also and also to the ocean. There is no need of water in the ocean as such. But then he's doing his karma. And how are these demigods getting the power? From Krishna, right? So now Krishna is going to give a nice lecture here. Okay, let's see. Yes, Maunika Mataji.
Yes.
Those who want
After
to read
hearing
can raise
this,
your digital hand.
Krishna,
Okay.
the Supreme Personality of Godhead, in the presence of his father and all the elder cowherd men of Vrindavana, spoke in such a way as to make the heavenly king Indra very angry. He suggested that they forego the sacrifice. His reasons for discouraging the sacrifice performed to please Indra were twofold. First, as stated in the Bhagavad Gita, there is no need to worship the demigods for any material advancement. All results derived from worshipping the demigods are simply temporary, and only those who are less intelligent are interested in temporary results. Second, whatever temporary result one derives from worshipping the demigods is actually granted by the permission of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. It is clearly stated in the Bhagavad Gita. Mayaiva Vihitan Hitan. Whatever benefit is supposed to be derived from demigods is actually bestowed by the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Without the permission of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, one cannot bestow any benefit upon others. But sometimes the demigods become puffed up by the influence of material nature, thinking themselves all in all. They forgot the supremacy of the personality of Godhead. In Srimad Bhagavatam, it is clearly stated that in this instance, Krishna wanted to make King Indra angry. Krishna's advent was especially meant for the annihilation of the demons and protection of the devotees. King Indra was certainly a devotee, not a demon. But because he was puffed up, Krishna wanted to teach him a lesson. He first made Indra angry by stopping the Indra Puja which had been arranged by the cowherd men in Vrindavana. Hare Krishna.
Yes. So here it is said that Indra is the devotee of Krishna, but what happened? He became puffed up. Like Krishna doesn't like that. Okay. So if okay, sorry for that. So Krishna doesn't like when a devotee gets puffed up. So here Indra, because he was thinking that, oh, the rain is given by him. Actually, the rain is given by Krishna himself. No, Krishna gives the power. So here it is said that Indra got puffed up, and even Indra is a devotee. Definitely is a devotee of the Lord. And Krishna appears for what? What are the three reasons why Krishna appear? Can someone unmute? Three reasons why Krishna appear.
To establish dharma.
Yes. Then
to destroy evil.
When devotees are in distress.
To protect
Yes.
the good.
Very good. To protect the devotees, to destroy the demons, and to establish dharma. Right? Paritranaya sadhu naminashaya chatushkrita dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. So these are the three reasons why Krishna appeared. So here Indra is a devotee, but he was puffed up. Krishna doesn't like that. So in order to destroy that puffed nature or the pride in Indra, he actually made Indra angry by stopping Indra Puja. And now he's arranging Govardhan Puja instead. Okay, now we'll see how Indra is reacting to this. Okay, so yes, Supriya Mataji, can you read?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
With this purpose in mind, Krishna began to talk as if he were an atheist supporting the philosophy of Karma Mimamsa. Advocates of this philosophy do not accept the supreme authority of personality of Godhead. They put forward the argument that if anyone works nicely, the result is sure to come. Their opinion is that even if there is a God who gives man the result of his fruitive activities, there is no need to worship him, because unless man works, he cannot bestow any good result. They say that instead of worshipping a demigod or God, people should give attention to... Mataji, need to scroll down. Scroll up. People should give attention to their own duties, and thus the good result will surely come. Lord Krishna began to speak to his father according to these principles of the Karma Mimamsa philosophy. My dear father, he said, I don't think you need to worship any demigod for the successful performance of your agricultural activities. Every living being is born according to his past karma and lives this life simply taking the result of his present karma. Everyone is born in different types or species of life according to his past activities, and he gets his next birth according to the activities of this life. Different grades of material happiness and distress, comforts and disadvantages of life are different results of different kinds of activities from either the past or present life.
Thank you, Mataji. So here it is said about karma. So he is saying that you don't have to worship any demigod for these agriculture, giving all these activities, because you are only doing it. No, so based on the karma, or the results are got, and so whatever happiness and distress, this is all because of the karma. So why are you? Why are you specifically trying to worship a particular demigod? You don't have to do it. That's what Krishna says, right? So this is Karma Mimamsa philosophy, but we don't have to follow that. We just have to see why Krishna is doing this. Okay, Krishna has some other aim for that. Yes, Neeraja Mataji, Hare Krishna, can you read?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes.
Maharaja Nanda and other elder members argued that without satisfying the predominating God, one cannot derive any good result simply by material activities. This is actually the fact. For example, it is sometimes found that in spite of first-class medical help and treatment by a first-class physician, a deceased person dies. It
is concluded.
It is concluded, therefore, that first-class medical treatment or the attempts of a first-class physician or not in themselves the cause for curing a patient. There must be the hand of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Similarly, a father's and mother's taking care of their children is not the cause of the children's comfort. Sometimes it is found that in spite of all care by the parents, the children go bad or succumb to death. Therefore, material causes are not sufficient for results. There must be the sanction of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Nanda Maharaja therefore advocated that in order to get good results for agricultural activities, they must satisfy Indra, the superintending deity of the rain supply. Lord Krishna nullified this argument, saying that the demigods give results only to persons who have executed their prescribed duties. The demigods cannot give any good results to the person who has not executed the prescribed duties. Therefore, the demigods are dependent on the execution of duties and are not absolute in awarding good results to anyone. So why should
Why should
one should care about them?
Yes. So what is Krishna saying? Yes. So Krishna is saying some examples here. This is what actually you can see in detail in the 7th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, where Prahlad Maharaj is saying to his father that not even a medicine or a doctor can save the patient. Because even if you take the patient to the best countries in the world and best treatment, if you give, the person will die, because there must be the hand of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, right? Similarly, parents, how much we can take care of the children. When they go out, we are not there 24 hours with them. It's actually the Lord who's protecting. Another example. So first example is the medicine and the doctors are not actually protecting the patient. Parents are not the real protector of the children. Third example is the boat in the ocean is not actually the savior of person who's drowning. It's actually the Supreme Personality of Godhead. If Krishna wants someone to die, nobody can save him. If Krishna wants someone to live, nobody can kill him. Rake Krishna mare Krishna rake ke. Krishna wanted to protect Prahlad Maharaj. Hiranyakashipu could not touch him. Krishna wanted, as Narasimhadev wanted to kill Hiranyakashipu, nobody could protect him. So that's Supreme Personality of Godhead. Krishna is the one who is deciding, not us. We think we are doing. So Indra thought he is giving rain, but actually who is giving the power for Indra to give rain? That's Krishna, right? He is actually giving it. But then Indra got puffed up. Indra is also a devotee of the Lord, a servant of the Lord, but he should be feeling that, oh, I'm just an instrument. Like Arjuna became an instrument so that the war of Kurukshetra could happen. Actually, who did the war? It's Krishna who actually fought. It's Krishna who gave them moksha. So whatever we are doing, it's not us who's doing, it's actually the Supreme Lord who's the real doer, not us. So we should always be humble. And here Indra didn't have that humility. So Indra is also a devotee of Krishna. So Krishna wants to give a sweet lesson, teach a sweet lesson to Indra so that his pride goes away, and wants to make him understand that it's not him who is doing everything, it's Krishna. So now we'll see what happens after that. Yes, Aishi, can you read?
Krishna Mataji. My dear father, Lord Krishna said, there is no need to worship the demigod Indra. Everyone has to achieve the result of his own work. We can actually see that one becomes busy according to the natural tendency of his work. And according to that natural tendency, all living entities, whether human beings or demigods, achieve their respective results. All living entities achieve higher or lower bodies and create enemies, friends, or neutral parties only because of their different kinds of work. One should be careful to discharge duties according to his natural instinct and not divert attention to worship of various demigods. The demigods will be satisfied by proper execution of all duties, so there is no need to worship them. Let us rather perform our prescribed duties very nicely. Actually, one cannot be happy without executing his proper prescribed duty. One who does not therefore properly discharge his prescribed duties is compared to an unchaste wife. The proper prescribed duty of Brahmanas is the study of the Vedas. The proper duty of the royal order, the Kshatriyas, is engagement in protecting the citizens. The proper duty of Vaishya community is agriculture, trade, and protection of the cows. And the proper duty of the Sudras is service to the higher classes, namely Brahmana, Kshatriya, and Vaishyas. We belong to Vaishya community. Our proper duty is to farm, trade, agriculture, produce and protect cows, or to take to banking. Hare Krishna.
Hi Krishna, thank you Mataji. Yeah, so here again Krishna explains what are the duties of the Brahmana: to study the Vedas, to impart knowledge. Kshatriyas have to protect the citizens. Vaishyas have to do agriculture, trade, and protection of cows. That is Krishi, Goraksha, Vanijya. And Shudras have to help the other four classes. So Krishna is saying that you don't have to worship them separately, right? They are doing their duties, right? So you don't have to worship them separately. So it is you can see the gopis also, they worship Katyayani Devi, right? So we can worship the demigods. It's not completely wrong. In the sense, we should not ask them material benefits. You should not ask for temporary material things. Instead, we can ask for Krishna Bhakti. Because see, you can say, take Lord Shiva, Vaishnavanam Yada Shambho, he's the best among Vaishnavas. If we ask Krishna Bhakti, then the demigods will be more pleased that they'll give us everything what we want. So we don't have to, if you ask for the king, the whole Sena will come. Right? So if you ask for Narayan, even Lakshmi, Saraswati, everyone will follow, right? That is one of the reasons why Arjuna won the battlefield, because Bhagya Lakshmi was with him. So wherever the husband goes, the wife follows. So Krishna is saying that you don't have to specifically worship anybody. You are doing your prescribed duty, and that is enough. Surya Kantapati, can you read?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. Yes.
Krishna identified himself with the Vaishya community because Nanda Maharaja was protecting many cows and Krishna was taking care of them. He enumerated 4 kinds of business engagement for the Vaishya community, namely agriculture, trade, protection of cows, and banking. Although the Vaishyas can take to any of this occupation, the men of Vrindavana were engaged primarily in the protection of the cows.
Mataji. Yeah, Hare Krishna. So put in the chat, what is Krishna's another name because he is the protector of cow? Because Krishna protects the cow, he is also called as what? So here it is said, Chaturvida Maya Srishtam Guna Karma Vibhagasha. Krishna created 4 communities, right? Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishyas, Shudras, Guna Karma, based on their guna, the quality, and karma. Yes, so Krishna protects the cow, he is called Gopala, and Krishna gives pleasure to the cow, so he's called Govinda. Don't get confused. Some are typing in the chat Govinda, some are typing Gopala. Both have 2 different meanings. Gopala means one who paripala, who takes care of the cow. That is Gopala. Govinda, Aravinda, Vinda means happiness. So one who gives happiness to the cows is Govinda. And Go also means senses. Go also means Govardhan, Gopas, Gopis, Gosamis. So Govinda is someone who gives pleasure to the cow. And here protector of cow means Gopala. Okay, Gopala means protector of the cow. Govinda means who gives pleasure to the cow. Anyway, both are Krishna's name. Ankita Mataji, can you start reading?
Yeah, Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Krishna further explained to his father, this cosmic manifestation is going on under the influence of 3 modes of material nature: goodness, passion, and ignorance. These 3 modes are the causes of creation, maintenance, and destruction. The cloud is caused by the action of the mode of passion. Therefore, it is the mode of passion which causes the rainfall. And after the rainfall, the living entities derive the result, success in agricultural work. What then has Indra to do with this affair? Even if you do not please Indra, what can he do? We do not derive any special benefit from Indra. Even if he is there, he pours water. So he's pouring water on the ocean also, where there is no need of water. So he is pouring water on the ocean or on the land. It does not depend on our worshipping him. As far as we are concerned, we do not need to go to another city or village or foreign country. There are palatial buildings in the cities, but we are satisfied living in this forest of Vrindavan forest and nothing more. I therefore request you, my dear father, to begin sacrifice which will satisfy the local Brahmanas and go with Govardhan hill, and let us have nothing to do with Indra.
Okay, so what is Krishna saying here? That everything is given by Govardhan hill, not Indra. So here it is said, Indra is giving water, yes, but he is giving it to the ocean also. What is the need of water in the ocean? There's already water there. Right, where there is no need of water also, Krishna. So this is the main point Krishna gives as an argument, that Indra is giving water, he's giving in the land. Okay, we know all the crops, everything gets water. And he is also giving it to the ocean, where that it's not needed. Right. So this is what Krishna is saying, that you don't have to, Indra is doing his duty and you don't have to worship him separately. Instead, you should worship Govardhan Hill, because Govardhan Hill is the one who's giving them different fruits, vegetables, shades, different caves, water. There's all, well system there, and shade, and also different trees there which gives fruits and vegetables and everything, and even the grass for the cows. And also you've seen near Govardhan there is different kunjas, different pond where the cows can drink water. Yamuna also flow near that. So he is saying that Govardhan is the one who we have to worship, and the sacrifice has to be done to the Govardhan. And after feeding the Govardhan, even Brahmanas has to be fed. So we don't have anything to do with Indra. Instead, worship the Govardhan Hill. Who is saying this? The Supreme Personality of Godhead is saying. Yes, Sulochana Mataji, can you continue reading?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes.
After hearing this statement by Krishna, Nanda Maharaja replied, "My dear boy, since you are asking, I shall arrange for a separate sacrifice for the local Brahmanas and Govardhana Hill. But for the present, let me execute this sacrifice known as Indra Yajna." But Krishna replied, But Krishna replied, "My dear father, don't delay. The sacrifice you propose for Govardhana and the local Brahmanas will take much time. Better take the arrangement and paraphernalia you have already made for the Indra Yajna and immediately engage them to satisfy Govardhana Hill and the local Brahmanas."
Thank you, Mataji. So what is Krishna saying here? You don't have to do anything now. Whatever sacrifice you have made for Indra, like whatever Indra Yajna and everything, ghee and the sweets and everything, take it for Govardhan. You don't have another time, because Krishna don't want anything to be offered to Indra. Instead, he wants Govardhan to be worshipped. And these are the different items they're going to offer. Yes, Neha Mataji. Start ready.
Maharaja Nandan finally relented. The cowherd men then inquired the Krishna how he wanted the yajna performed, and Krishna gave the following directions: prepare very nice food of all descriptions from the grains, ghee, and collected for the yajna. Prepare the rice, dal, and the halwa, pakora, and puri, and all kinds of milk preparations such as sweet rice, rabri, sweet balls, sandesa, rasgulla, and laddu, and invite learned Brahmanas who can chant the Vedic hymns and offer oblations to the fire. The Brahmana should be given all kind of grains in charity. Then decorate all the cows and feed them well. After performing this, given money in the charity to the Brahmanas. As far as the lower animals are concerned, such as dogs and the lower grades of people, such as Kandaras, are the fifth class of men who are considered as untouchable. They are also maybe given a samtapas prasadam. After nice grasses have been given to the cow and the sacrifice given to the Govardhana Pooja may immediately begin, the sacrifice will very much satisfy me.
Thank you, Mataji. So what is Krishna saying? That, okay, you have to decorate the cows and also give all of them, the Brahmanas, give them. And he's also making different items, okay? These are all Krishna's favorite items: sweet rice, sandesh, sweet balls, rasgulla, laddu, and everything. And then call the Brahmanas and also give charity to the Brahmanas. So that's what Krishna is saying. And then Govardhan Puja should be immediately started. And this sacrifice will satisfy me. So even now you can see in Govardhan, people will go, devotees will go and circumambulate and offer different type of foodstuffs to Govardhan. Okay. Yes, Uma Mataji, can you read?
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna. In this statement, Lord Krishna practically described the whole economy of the Vaishnava community. In all the communities in human society, including the Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, Vaishnavas, Sudras, Chandalas, etc., and in the animal kingdom, including the cows, dogs, goats, etc., everyone has his part to play. Each is to work in cooperation for the total benefit of all society, which includes not only animated objects, but also inanimated objects like hills and lands. The Vaishya community is specially responsible for the economic improvement of the society by producing grain, by giving protection to the cows, by transporting food when needed, and by banking and financing.
Mataji, can you continue from this?
Yes, Mataji. Hare Krishna. From this statement, we learn also that although the cats and dogs, which have now become so important, are not to be neglected, cow protection is actually more important or not to be neglected. Protection of cats and dogs. Another hint we get from this statement is that Chandalas or the untouchables are also not to be neglected by the higher classes and should be given necessary protection. Everyone is important, but some are directly responsible for the advancements of human society and some are the only indirect responsible. However, when Krishna consciousness is there, then everyone's total benefit is taken care of.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna. So here it is said, like when Krishna consciousness is there, everything is taken care, right? So that's why it's very important to know. And protection of cow. Cow protection is very important because Gomata is very dear to Krishna, right? So when you protect the cow, it's actually you're doing great service to Krishna. And Gomata, she's a mother. There are different mothers explained in Bhagavatam. One is the king's wife. Next is the nurse who takes care of us, our own mother. Then the guru's wife, like that. So Mother Earth is also a Bhumi Devi, our mother, and Mother Earth, and also cow, because after we drink mother's milk and after when we grow, we are drinking cow's milk. So she is also considered to our mother. So we should not slaughter her. And then Prabhupada mentions more importance of cow protection. And Krishna also likes cows. They say he's Gopala and Govinda. And so Krishna says we have to decorate the cows and take care of them and do Govardhan Puja. Yes, Uday Shankar Prabhu, can you continue?
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes.
The sacrifice known as Govardhan Puja is observed in the Krishna consciousness movement. Lord Chaitanya has recommended that since Krishna is worshipable, so his land, Vrindavana and Govardhana Hill is also worshipable. To confirm this statement, Lord Krishna said that Govardhan Puja is as good as worship of him. From that day, Govardhan Puja has been going on and is known as Annakuta.
Yeah.
In all the temples of Vrindavana or outside of Vrindavana, huge quantities of food are prepared in this ceremony and are very sumptuously distributed to the general population. Sometimes the food is thrown to the crowds and they enjoy collecting it off the ground. From this, we can understand that prasadam offered to Krishna never becomes polluted or contaminated, even if it is thrown on the ground. The people therefore collect and eat it with great satisfaction.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. So here it is said that Krishna's land is also worshipped. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said that Krishna is worshipable, his land Vrindavan and Govardhan is also worshipable. Lord Chaitanya says, what is it? He says about Krishna's worship. Okay. Aradhya Bhagavan Vrajeshatanaya Tadhama Vrindavanam Remya Kashit Upasana Vrajavadu Vargenaye Kalpita. Then it is said, Srimad Bhagavatam Pramanam Amalam Prema Pumarto Mahan Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Matamitam Tatrartvado Napara. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Aradhya Bhagavan Vrajeshatanaya. You have to worship Vrajeshatanaya Krishna. Tadhama Vrindavanam, his worship land Vrindavan is also to be worshipped. And the best worship is done by gopis, Remya Kashit Upasana Vrajavadu Vargenaye Kalpita, Srimad Bhagavatam Pramanamamalam. Srimad Bhagavatam is the spotless Purana and Prema Pumarto Mahan. We have to get Krishna Prema. So he says Vrindavan. So out of Madhura, the district Vrindavan is so special. In Vrindavan, Govardhan is so special. In Govardhan, there is something called Radha Kund, which is more special to Krishna. So Govardhan Puja is saying that is as good as worshipping Krishna. Anything associated with Krishna, it is Krishnatized. So Govardhan Puja has to be done, and Krishna says it gives him lot of satisfaction. And we'll stop. There's one more paragraph. Yes, Ankita Mataji, continue.
The supreme personality of Godhead Krishna thus advised the cowherd men to stop the Indra Yajna and begin the Govardhan Puja in order to chastise Indra, who was very much puffed up at being the supreme controller of the heavenly planets. The honest and simple cowherd men headed by Nand Maharaj accepted Krishna's proposal and executed in detail everything he advised. They performed Govardhan worship and circumambulation of the hill to offer worship and circumambulate the hill, leading their cows all around. According to the instruction of Lord Krishna, Nand Maharaj and the cowherd men called in learned Brahmanas and began to worship Govardhan Hill by chanting Vedic hymns and offering prasadam. The inhabitants of Vrindavan assembled together, decorated their cows, and gave them grass. Keeping the cows in front, they began to circumambulate Govardhan Hill. The gopis dressed themselves very luxuriously and sat in bull-driven carts, chanting the glories of Krishna pastimes. The Brahmanas assembled there to act as priests for Govardhan Puja, offered their blessings to the cowherd men and their wives, the gopis. When everything was Hare Krishna Mataji.
Continue. We'll just finish it.
When everything was complete, Krishna assumed a great transcendental form and declared to the inhabitants of Vrindavan that he was himself Govardhan Hill in order to convince the devotees that Govardhan Hill and Krishna himself are identical. Then Krishna began to eat all the food offered there. The identity of Krishna and Govardhan Hill is still honored, and great devotees take rocks from Govardhan Hill and worship them exactly as they worship the deity of Krishna in the temples. The followers of Krishna consciousness movement may therefore collect small rocks or pebbles from Govardhan Hill and worship them at home, because this worship is as good as deity worship. The form of Krishna who began to eat the offerings was separately constituted, and Krishna offered obeisances to the deity as well as the Govardhan Hill. In offering obeisances to the huge form of Krishna in Govardhan Hill, Krishna declared, just see how Govardhan Hill has assumed this huge form and is favoring us by accepting all the offerings. Krishna also declared at that meeting, one who neglects the worship of Govardhan Puja as I am personally conducting it will not be happy. There are many snakes on Govardhan Hill, and persons neglecting the prescribed duty of Govardhan Puja will be bitten by these snakes and killed. In order to assure and the good fortune of cows and themselves, all people of Vrindavan near Govardhan must worship the hill as prescribed by me. Thus, performing the Govardhan Puja sacrifice, all the inhabitants of Vrindavan followed the instructions of Krishna, son of Vasudeva, and afterwards they returned to their respective homes. Thus ends the Bhakti Vedanta purport of 24th chapter of Krishna worshipping Govardhan Hill. Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. Yes. So that's what happened. Krishna says that you have to worship him and we should not neglect the Govardhan worship. And after this, the next chapter is about the rainfall that happened. So I'll just briefly describe what happened. So Krishna worshipped Govardhan Hill and he himself offered obeisances, right? It's Krishna himself. But then Indra became very angry because Indra's pride got affected and they neglected Indra, right? So what did Indra do? Thunderstorm. It rained like cats and dogs in Vrindavan. So much it started raining that there was flood and everything started getting destroyed. And then what did Krishna do? Immediately he went and lifted the Govardhan Hill with his left hand pinky finger for 7 days and 7 nights. So much rain was happening, but Indra could not touch Vrindavan Vasis. Everyone were under Govardhan Hill and they were so much protected. And then when Krishna lifted Govardhan Hill, what did the Vrajavasis do? The Gopas, they took sticks and started supporting the hill. But actually, Krishna could just lift it with his lance, but he just did this, and all the Vrajavasis were around, Gopas, Gopis, 24 hours they were seeing Krishna. There was Kirtan and there was so much of fun happening there that they didn't bother about the rain. But after 7 days, Indra was tired and then he left it because he's like, this is not a small boy, right? And then Indra understood that this is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Later on, Indra takes away all the flood and everything, and then Krishna recreates the Vrindavan again, and then everyone is back to normal, everyone is safe, and Indra comes and asks for forgiveness from Krishna. So here Govardhan Puja is done. Govardhan is so glorious. Anybody who just worship Govardhan and who takes a darshan of Govardhan is definitely blessed. And if you can definitely go to Vrindavan once at least and take darshan of Govardhan. It is said you should not take the Govardhan and come. So can you all see the screen? You can put in the chat. You can see how Krishna is lifting Govardhan Hill, and this is the Govardhan, which is like 25 kilometers long now, and this is the Shila which we get, but it said that we should not take it because the Brajavasis can worship, or Brajavasis should gift us. And for their Prabhupada says about Annakuta. Annakuta is nothing but in ISKCON temples, we make large Govardhan hill with food stuff. So you can see rice and everything, so much fruits and all, and we offer obeisances. And this is how Govardhan Puja is done in Vrindavan. Okay, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Giraj Govardhan ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So I recommend all of you to read the Krishna book. This story is given very nicely here. Otherwise, you have to go to the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, which is difficult to cover all the 9 cantos. So this is a synopsis of 10th canto, Krishna book, very beautiful book, and which Prabhupada compiled. So you can read all these pastimes of Krishna in the Krishna book. Okay, so happy Govardhan Puja. You can all go back to the main class. That is the main link. Kirtan is happening. After that, there will be Govardhan Puja. So it's t.ly temple. Okay, you can go back. Hare Krishna, thank you all for joining. So this book is available in all the ISKCON temple. It's available in ISKCON Mangaluru also. You can order it online. Hare Krishna, thank you all for joining. Thank you, Sharada Mataji. Hare Krishna, Vancha Kalpatarubhasya Kripasya.
Hare Krishna, thank you, Mataji.
Pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namo Namah.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Mataji,
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Mataji.
Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Please join the main room. The Aarti is going on. There is. Okay.